Hey everyone, welcome to this video. In the previous video we made our concrete texture. In this video we're going to be making it wet by using our roughness map and displacement map.
So let's make our let's make the floor a little bit wet. Here it's quite simple. You just come to you just select this floor. Let's isolate it. Um so now I'm very sure you already know that it's from our roughness that we're going to make this floor wet. So we kind of already have a few things connected to this. Should I make this more organized, or can we go like this? I think we can use it like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a for this added texture, we're going to this is what we're going to do. We're going to make a different texture that would scatter how wet it is. And looking at our reference, you'd see that it's in large puddles and large volumes. So one thing we can do is you can add something called the Voronoi Voronoi texture, right? Shift D. Okay, no. So okay, one thing we can also do is make sure we isolate just this texture because we don't want everything to change. Voronoi, I'm just going to come to let's do distance, and you can see it looks a little bit weird now, but what we're going to do is we're going to reduce the scale, right? And then detail. This is detail. Just keep I'm not going to mess with this until I get something I can work with. I'm thinking if I should just even use because even though the Voronoi, let's see what the noise. I'm more confident with the noise, and I can get more variety and more control with the noise texture. Right? If I just scale this and then detail and then roughness, something like this, and then so now what I can do is add a color ramp. I mean, we can go with any of them, to be honest, but add a color ramp. I can see we can now increase the contrast on this and this. So now we can maybe increase the scale. So the black portion will be where water is not distributed, or rather reflectionness is not distributed, and then the white portion will be where the water is. So we can just mess with this. You can see that we can increase the roughness. That should help more to sell the effects. Detail, increase detail, and then maybe this a little bit. Distortion, should we increase distortion? We can, and yeah, we can have something like this. Now you might say, okay, isn't it too wet? I agree. We can just reduce this a little bit more, increase the black areas so that we can have something like this. Now, how can we now combine this with what we already have in our output? It's quite simple, to be honest. I'm going to bring this, and then I'm going to add a mix node, right? Now, when I add this mix node, you would see, let me add this. You see that we just have one factor here, and what we're going to add is this second factor into B. So also one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to vector and take one of our mapping nodes and plug it in here, and then I'm going to come to color and plug this here, and you'd see the more. Let me just flip this real quick. Control B. So you would see that the more Something is wrong. Because we're supposed to have our wet texture now. Let me see, is it vector? I don't think it's vector. Is it color? I really don't think it's color, but let's see. Am I plugged into this? Yes, I am. Roughness. Just reduce this. We're just going to keep messing with this until we find what works for us. Control B. So this is not what we want. So we're just going to keep messing with this until we get something we want. I'm just going to go back to this, and I'm going to scale this up. Detail, roughness. I'm going to reduce the roughness. Let me try doing something. Let me plug this directly to our roughness and see what the issue is. So yeah, something like this. Let me just increase the roughness, just to give it more wet patches. And also one thing we can do is, let me see, should I try multiply? We can mess with this until we get something we like. You can see that the denoiser is kind of messing with our, what you call it. So I'm going to, is it done rendering? Let me see. Okay, it's not. So the denoiser is really messing with what we actually want to see. So I'm going to reduce the roughness maybe, and then no, something like this. Roughness, detail, scale. Something like this. Yes, so something. Should I try? Let me see. Multiply add. So yeah, I think multiply will do, and that's just adding, making it a little bit more wet, and you can see that it adds, it gives, by the time we render this image, it's going to look absolutely beautiful. It gives some depth to it. I didn't want it to be exactly like what we had in our reference, just a little bit of variety, but yeah, this is what we have now.
Yeah, everyone, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Basically, in this video, we just went over using our roughness map to create like a puddle like wetness for concrete. This is something you can mess with and something you can adjust based on your creative based on what you want to achieve creative wise. In the next video we'll be diving into making our cube,